So this is just something that helped me. Keep in mind, I'm not a professional, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. If you do have a problem with binge eating or emotional eating, please go see a doctor or a therapist. I'm just sharing what worked for me, but I am not a medical professional in any way. And also, I often get asked, I use portion control to lose weight, and people often say, well, how do you eat a portion if you have a problem with emotional eating or binge eating? Well, this technique helped me because when you do it, it slows you down enough to start feeling full because you're paying attention to what you're eating, and so you're chewing and you're swallowing and you're not just going on autopilot, so you actually do realize that a portion or two is enough. First, today I want to talk about the first step of what I did to stop my binge eating. If you don't know, I've lost 130 pounds and kept it off for 6 years. But before that, all through my childhood, very young, from 5 all the way through to my 20s, I struggled with binge eating. I was diagnosed with an actual binge eating problem when I was 20. I didn't start healing it until I hit my heaviest weight of 275 pounds and realized that my health was going down and that I would have to start recovering from this. So the first thing that I did was I went to therapy. And in therapy, I started also reading books and doing my own research about how to heal. And I learned this technique. And I'm gonna share it with you guys because what it does is it helps you sit down and actually pay attention to what you're eating. So anybody that struggles with emotional eating or has binging problems, you'll know when you eat, when you start binging, you go kind of on autopilot and you don't really know what you're doing, how much you're eating. By the time you're done, you've eaten way too much, way too fast, and there's like no way to stop yourself. Well, this is gonna help you stop, pay attention to what you're eating, and actually start appreciating your food, paying attention to the bites, and really just being mindful and present while you're eating. So this is how you do it. You take a piece of food. Now, the technique I learned was with fruit, but I specifically chose a cookie to show you how to do it with because most people label cookies or any sort of treats as bad. And that's another thing that I learned was when you label food good and bad, it makes you feel guilty if you eat like the bad ones, and then that just causes you to go back and binge more. So when you don't label food and you realize that all food is good at different times in your journey and at different times of the day or week or whatever, then you don't feel guilty about eating and enjoying your food.
Originally, you shared this with me and it helped me a lot too. It was, the original story was told to you as how a monk eats a piece of fruit?
Yes, it's about how a monk eats a tangerine, and it goes through the whole story of what they do. But I'm gonna do it with a cookie because most people think cookies are bad. So we're gonna appreciate a cookie very mindfully. So the first thing that you do, I would pick whatever. I didn't pick an orange, I just went along with the story, and so we have a cookie. So you take the piece of food and you really look at it. You smell it, you feel the texture, you think about where it started. So think about that this cookie originally started as grain that had to be harvested into flour. You think about, did it have eggs? So who had to get the eggs from the chickens? The chickens had to lay the eggs. Somebody had to take all those ingredients in a factory, put them together into a recipe, then put it on the line, have line workers, make sure that everything went smoothly. It had to be packaged, it had to be sent out, shipped onto, bagged, shipped onto a truck. Then someone had to drive the truck to the grocery stores. Grocery stockers had to stock the shelves, and then you had to go and choose your food and bring it, pay for it by a cashier and bring it to your house. So you think about all of the things it took to make the food, all the effort and love and compassion it took and passion for somebody to make a cookie or whatever it is that you're eating. And you really start feeling grateful for your food because you think of how much work it took to get it to your house. and that you have this piece of food to enjoy. And so just by doing that, you've already slowed yourself down. You've stopped yourself from inhaling I would have stopped myself from inhaling this entire bag of cookies just by thinking of how it got to my house. And then you take a bite and you chew. And when I had a problem, and I still sometimes will get stuck in my head and I won't chew food, I'll swallow it without really enjoying it or chewing it properly. So you take a bite and you really chew, and you really appreciate the taste in your mouth, and you chew it until it's done. You don't take one bite and swallow it like I used to. Really appreciate it. And then you keep repeating the process of really being grateful for the food and really taking your time to eat it. And you can eat as much of it as you would like. But the cool thing is, you will actually be satisfied and not eat as much as you think, because you are eating presently, mindfully. Your body has a time to process that you're eating and chewing, and your belly will start to feel full, and you'll feel satisfied because you're eating something you like in a way that is actually healthy and mindful, and you're with your food. You're not just going nom 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 like I used to and not paying attention. So you take a bite. You'll feel it.
A little ASMR action as well on top of this.
Now, I wasn't going to do that. I did that because this was an extra however many calories that I just took a bite of, and I'm scared of that still. So I purposely bit this on camera to show you, you don't have to obsess. If you're eating in portion or in a calorie deficit, sometimes if you take a bite of a cookie, it's not gonna throw everything out of balance. I sometimes still have those thoughts, so I tested myself there and I did it. And also, it showed, oh wow, that's good flavor, man. So, it's like shortbready and everything. These are really good, by the way, and they're pretty low in calorie, so check them out.
Not sponsored.
No.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I'm not sponsored, but they're Dare birthday cake cookie chips.
We all kind of, like, I had emotional eating and binge eating as well, and we all, I think, most of us have fear foods. Some of mine, funny enough, we're talking about like tangerines, mine was fruit.
Yes.
Because of I thought, oh, sugar and fruit is gonna make me gain weight, when it was just eating way too much and not dealing with my emotional eating.
I had most fruit, but specifically bananas, because they were higher in calorie, and I thought if I ate them, they would make me gain all my weight back. So we've been challenging ourselves actually lately by eating different fruits and knowing that we're still okay and we're not going to gain all our weight back by eating a banana or a different fruit that we normally don't eat. So the friends, again, I'm not a medical professional. That's just something that helped me. Please consult a doctor or a therapist or both if you have any problems with binge eating or emotional eating. Also, if you want to know exactly what Kyle and I ate to lose our first and next 50 pounds, we have 2 weight loss guides, the first and next 50, the links are down below, exact portions, meal plans, family-friendly recipes. We also have a cookbook called Power 13 Cookbook, what we are in, that Greg Doucette made, and we are in it with 12 other influencers. We have 2 recipes in there that you won't find on this channel or anywhere else on our social media. So if you want them, you gotta go get the book. Use our discount code, the Collette's 15, to save 15%. The link is down below for that as well. Check it all out. It will help you love your food. And that is it. Watch these 2 videos, shake it till you make it. Be your own fashionista, whatever you like, put it on, guys. And now we're shaking that bean.
Whoa.
Shaking that.
I can't show that on YouTube. Definitely not.
Keep the tree, kiss the yes. Love you guys. Peace. Colette's out.
See ya.
Show them this.
Okay.
Bye guys. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up.